All right, week 2, Business 130 Easy Pantry Sales Walkthrough video. First, there's 2 parts to it. Part 1 says you need to name the file. So we downloaded already. We're going to go ahead and change the name on it. So file, save as, and all you're doing is going to add your name, last name, and then first with an underscore between each one. So it looks like that. Remember where you're saving it on your computer. My place, I have a OneDrive with Bryan University, so it's going to go there. And I hit save. So I've renamed the file under my name. And next thing you're going to do is check for spelling errors. It's pretty simple to do within Excel and Word, but you hit review and then just right over here and hit spell check. Varna, that's a person's name, so I'm going to ignore that. I'm just going to ignore once. And then specialty looks like it is misspelled, so I'm going to change that. Members, it's just checking to see if it should be apostrophized or not. I'm going to not do that for that one. Ending is misspelled, so I'm going to change that. And then we're all done with spell check. So you've got first 2 things done. Number 1 on the list was spell check. Number 2 is worksheet titles should be merged and centered. So here's our titles here. What you're going to want to do is highlight each row section, and I'm going to highlight that section, and then I'm going to do format cells, and then I'm going to merge those cells. And if you watch them, those all merge. There's no more break between them. And then I can format the cell, and I'm going to make it go center. And hit OK. And then Easy Pantry Sales is centered and merged. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to these other ones as well. So make sure you do one at a time, or else it will merge the columns and the rows together. And we just want to merge the rows. So format the cells, and I'm going to hit merge cell. And then I'm going to, oops, I did not highlight everything on there. So I'm going to merge, I want to make sure I did that again, merge cell. So, okay, good. They're merged. And then I'm going to center that one. So it's highlighted again, format, cell, and I'm going to go up here and do center. Okay, and then one more to do here. So highlight that whole column, or sorry, the whole row. And then I'm going to hit format the cell. And then I'm going to merge those cells. And then it's highlighted again. So I'm formatting the cell, and then I'm going to hit center. Okay, so I've got all 3 titles centered, and they're all merged together. And if we jump down to column headings, this is number 4 on your list. The heading should be formatted for, formatting the style should be heading style 4. So we're going to do that in just a bit, but this is what they're talking about, is we're going to have this format going to heading 4 style. Okay, now we have some things. Number 3, a number and accounting format with 0 decimals should be applied to the data. Okay, so these are sales. Okay, sales should be in dollar amounts. We sell in dollar amounts. So we go over here and see this dollar sign. I'm going to click that. So now we're going to hit with dollar signs. Now, notice I've got to the pennies, and none of them have pennies there. So what you want to do is shrink that up so that we don't have as many decimals. So if you see my mouse up here, these are the decimals. So this expands the decimals, but I want to shrink the decimals so I don't have any. So I keep clicking this button until there's no decimals. Okay, so that's number and accounting format. Now, percent wise, these are percents over here. 0.27 percent, 0.27 is in decimal form. We want it in percent form. So you see this percent right here. We're going to click that, and it switches it to 28%. But they want this to 2 decimal places. So we actually want to add some decimal spots. So we hit that button where my mouse is at there. Okay, now you notice these say hashtag div /01. That means there's an error in the formula. So if we look, this percent is taking cell F5 and dividing it by F11. Well, F5 is the total for A Ferreira, dividing it by the total of everybody. That's F11. That works. That's where we got that percent. But if we look on the next column, it takes F6, which is Lee, the 15,000, but it divides it by F12, which is nothing. So there's the error, is we need to go in here and change that to F11 and then hit enter, and then we get the right calculation. Again, this is in decimal form. We need to convert that to percent form. So you click the percent, but we need to add some decimals. So we click that button twice. We're going to go ahead and do that all the way down here. So we see it's going from F13. So we need to change that to F11, hit enter. Oops. I did one extra, one there, F11. I'm going to go ahead and hit here and just change all these. For me, it's just faster to change all those F11s at one time. Okay. And I'm going to highlight all of these at once and hit the decimal. Convert them all to decimal or percent at that point. And then I'm going to expand the decimal 2 spots. Okay. So I've got all of the total sales accurate. Now, the formatting for number 3 as well is, see how percent of sales overlaps over into this next column. So it's going too far. So how you quickly correct that is watch my mouse as it goes up between G and H, double click that, and it just moves this over so it's the right formatting. Now, this isn't on the display here, but this is my personal opinion. Like, these should all be centered instead of columns. So I'm just going to go in here and highlight everything and then hit this center button. And it should have centered it there. Actually, it is centered with the dollar sign, so never mind. So they're centered the dollar, but the weeks are in the center there. But because of the dollar sign, the whole data is centered. Okay, so number 3, we've done all those applications. What we don't have is this in heading for style. So what we want to do is cell styles right over here, and we see heading 4 right here, and we're going to click that, and then it made these a little bolder, and it's just a heading style, the 4th one, so it's a numbered on there. Okay, the chart in the chart, the team members' names should be horizontal. And the categories over here, month and June 3rd. So I'm just going to I'm going to put a little space between there just to clean it up a little bit. Wasn't asked for that. Okay, chart should have the title June team member sales. So right here, this is chart title. If you double click right there, then you can highlight, and then I'm going to change the name to June team member sales. Okay, that was step 6. And then step 7 says the worksheet should be centered horizontally on one page in landscape orientation. So what we're going to do here is hit file and page setup. And then over here, I want landscape, and I want to fit it on one page, tall and wide, and hit OK. And landscape orient, one page centered. Okay. And then a footer should be inserted, includes the file name. So right here, sheet name. We're going to click on there, and the tag should be team sales. I capitalized this. It's not capitalized on the instructions, so it wouldn't be incorrect to do it any other way. And then one last thing we're going to do is we're going to insert, and we're going to insert a footer. So I hit insert over here, header and footer, hit that. And my footer right here needs to say file name. So that's Barber underscore Bradley underscore business 130 week 2 easy pantry sales. Boom. Okay. All 8 steps complete. You're going to file, save. You already saved it as a new name, so that's saved. And then you can upload that for part 1 of this assignment.